Right now, something is shaping your decisions, your relationships, your confidence, even the opportunities you pursue. And most people don't even realize it's there. We tend to believe that our choices are made consciously. We think about our options. We evaluate what seems best, and then we make a decision. At least that's what it feels like. But research in neuroscience and psychology suggests something surprising. Much of our behavior is influenced by processes happening beneath conscious awareness. In other words, many of the choices we make are shaped by patterns that were formed earlier in our lives, patterns we may not even remember. Have you ever noticed something like this? You truly want success. You work hard. You set goals. But when an opportunity appears, you hesitate, or you talk yourself out of it, or somehow the opportunity slips away, or maybe you want a healthy relationship. You meet someone who seems promising. But before long, the same patterns begin to appear again, the same misunderstandings, the same emotional triggers, the same ending. And after a while, you start asking yourself, why does this keep happening? These kinds of repeating patterns are very common, and in many cases they are not random. They are connected to something deeper, subconscious beliefs. Beliefs are powerful. They shape how we interpret the world. They influence what we notice, what we ignore, what we believe is possible, and what we believe is impossible. Many of these beliefs were formed during childhood or adolescence. Sometimes they came from things we were told directly. Other times they came from experiences we interpreted in a certain way. For example, a child who experiences criticism repeatedly may form a belief like, I'm not good enough. Another child who witnesses conflict around money might develop the belief, money causes stress. A person who experiences emotional rejection might form the belief, relationships lead to pain. Over time, these beliefs can become part of the subconscious mind, and once they are there, they act like filters. They shape how we interpret events and opportunities throughout our lives. This is why two people can experience the same situation and respond very differently. One person sees possibility, another sees risk. One person moves forward confidently, another hesitates. Their beliefs are shaping what they perceive. The challenge is that most personal development strategies focus primarily on the conscious mind. They encourage us to think differently, stay motivated, repeat affirmations, set stronger goals, and these practices can be helpful. But if the subconscious mind holds a conflicting belief, the results will not last because the deeper programming hasn't changed. This is where a process called PSYCH-K can be helpful. PSYCH-K is designed to help transform limiting subconscious beliefs into supportive ones. Rather than trying to overpower the subconscious through willpower, the PSYCH-K process helps create a brain state in which new beliefs can be integrated more easily. When the subconscious and conscious mind become aligned, change often begins to feel more natural. Instead of fighting internal resistance, people begin to experience a sense of internal support. My name is Teresa Bruni, and I have been a preferred PSYCH-K facilitator for over a decade. During those years, I have worked with people who felt stuck in patterns they couldn't fully explain. Sometimes those patterns appeared in relationships, sometimes in career choices, sometimes in health or emotional well-being. But when we explored the beliefs behind those patterns, something important often became clear. The pattern was not permanent. It was simply the result of beliefs that could be transformed. When people begin to shift those beliefs, they often notice changes in many areas of their lives. They begin to trust themselves more. They make decisions with greater clarity. They respond to challenges with less fear. Relationships begin to improve, and opportunities that once felt intimidating start to feel possible. This doesn't happen because someone forces themselves to change. It happens because the internal framework through which they experience life has shifted. If you're curious about the beliefs that may be shaping your own experiences, you can learn more about PSYCH-K through the links in the description. And if you feel ready to explore this work more deeply, I invite you to request a discovery session through my website. In that conversation, we can talk about the patterns you may be noticing in your life and whether PSYCH-K might help shift the beliefs behind them. Because once you begin to understand how beliefs influence perception, and perception influences behavior, you start to see something important. The patterns in your life may not be permanent. They may simply be reflections of beliefs waiting to be transformed. If this video gave you something to think about, I invite you to like and subscribe, and consider sharing it with someone who may be ready to see their patterns in a new way. Because sometimes a single shift in perspective can open the door to meaningful change.